MrBeast is famous for his challenges that seem impossible. But what happens when the seemingly impossible truly is impossible? The first failure is one that was a rather expensive mistake. In the videos I should not upload, MrBeast, or Jimmy, highlights moments from videos that got scrapped for this or that reason. He had the brilliant idea of sending his whole crew around the world to document the 7 wonders of their world from their perspective. The whole thing cost around $90,000, with all the flights, hotels, and food included. Despite it being a large endeavor, everything was going smoothly, until it was time for Jimmy to go visit the Colosseum in Rome, Italy. Once he and his film crew got off the plane, he noticed something rather important was missing. That important thing was his camera. Despite his efforts to either get the airline to retrieve his camera or to find a camera store in Italy, he failed, and in turn had to scrap the whole video.
This video cost around $90,000, and because I left my camera on a plane and I called the airlines, they couldn't find it, I didn't have my footage and we couldn't upload it.
This does prove that Jimmy cares greatly about the quality of his videos, since most YouTubers would have settled for filming with their phone camera to not have all that money go to waste, but Jimmy scrapped the whole thing instead. It is quite unfortunate though that this is not where his expensive mistakes end. In a set of videos MrBeast did with the premise of him hiring some sort of professional to catch him to get money, he failed every single time. He had all the resources to not get caught. He had a plan after plan after plan, which seemed like they had no way of failing, but they all proved futile against trained professionals. In this first video of this miniseries, Jimmy hired a real bounty hunter to catch him. This is an extremely entertaining video to watch, as Jimmy uses multiple vehicles, hiding spots, and crazy techniques to not get caught.
Oh my god, there's a helicopter! He's in the porta potty! What? Wait, he's in the porta potty! Let's go!
But no amount of helicopters, cars, or vaults was able to keep him from this skilled bounty hunter, as he was able to predict his path while on a boat. This allowed the team to catch up to him and gain the ultimate prize of $100,000. In the sequel, where Jimmy gets chased by an FBI agent, he turns to even more petty and outlandish tactics to avoid getting caught, and saving $100,000 along the way. He slows them down by getting his cameraman to slash one of their tires. This turned out only to slow them down for a little bit, as the agent had a whole team with him and knew how to change a flat tire. He gave them the slip when he boarded a private jet and flew all the way to Washington, D.C.
That's him. That's him on that jet right there. Dude! I have no idea how they're gonna track where we're going.
We're gonna follow that airplane. Let's check inside where it's going.
Can we just do that?
Yes. Why not?
This all proved useless, as in the end, they caught him hiding in a stadium full of mannequins. These sorts of moves continue for 2 more videos. In one, he gets hunted down by not 1 person but 3 guys from the military, and in the other, he gets chased down by a real assassin. This one starts out on top of a moving train. Of course, he gets caught in these videos as well, which solidifies the thought that this money had already been spent, and Jimmy always planned on getting caught. Well, either that or these guys are just really good at their jobs. Even though these videos always ended in Jimmy losing, they played out like short action videos, and are tons of fun to watch when you just want to watch something exciting. This next fail of his is interesting, because it isn't one of his videos, but rather a poker game he entered with multiple seasoned poker players. Jimmy is rather light-handed with money, obviously, and is a risk taker, which is a horrible combo for a poker player. With that being said, he failed to last even 10 minutes in the game, but we expected no more of the man whose literal job is to give away money. If you've enjoyed our video so far, leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Thankfully, not all of his fails end with him losing huge amounts of money, with those amounts being so large that most of us will never see that much money at one time. This challenge took place several years ago, and it was very simple. He was going to set a new record by spinning a fidget spinner for 24 hours straight. Jimmy had previously completed that challenge on a YouTube livestream, but as luck would have it, the video couldn't be saved, so he decided to do the whole thing again. Thinking this would be easy, as he had managed it before, Jimmy let his guard down at the halfway point and fell asleep. However, the fidget spinner did not stop spinning in his hand until he crossed his arms. This was when he woke up from his little nap and proceeded to cuss himself out for failing. This might be the most we have ever seen him swear. Jimmy seems to not have too much luck when it comes to his 24-hour challenges. In 2018, he attempted to spend 24 hours underwater, with his oxygen being provided by a pump placed in the bucket underwater. At first, this might seem like a good idea, but as the hours went by, Jimmy's situation got worse and worse. Soon after starting, the original machine that he was using for his oxygen supply broke down, so his team had to rush out and get him a new one. This wasn't much of a problem, but we're sure that any other person besides Jimmy would have been panicking at that point if it were them in his shoes. The water temperature became freezing at one point, and he was getting nervous because nighttime was approaching. It wasn't the temperature that got him out of the pool 12 hours into the challenge, but the sickness that overtook his body. He had the urge to throw up all of a sudden, and decided that no challenge was worth becoming physically ill because of it. This idea was doomed from the start, as there was no way to regulate the CO2 levels in the bucket under the water. All of his symptoms were signs of high levels of CO2, and it was quite a miracle he didn't end up in the ER for this little stunt. If you thought this challenge was extreme, then the next one is going to blow your mind. The video garnered a lot of attention from other YouTubers who made reaction and commentary videos. The challenge in question is the 30-day fasting challenge, with the slight twist that if he were to fail, his team would be allowed to shave his head. People have completed this challenge before, but with Jimmy's intense schedule and habits, this long period of fasting would have a bad effect on him. Naturally, the effects of not eating for so long caught up with him rather quickly, and he bailed out of the challenge after 14 days. During those 14 days, he had doctors checking up on him to make sure that it wouldn't leave any lasting damage. No one can blame him for breaking his fast though, as he did it in possibly the greatest way anyone has ever broken a fast, by eating a sandwich, handmade by one of the most famous chefs of our time, Gordon Ramsay. We are sure that it was worth it. He got to enjoy his sandwich and his team got to shave his head. Seems like a win-win to us.
So you're breaking the fast?
I'm gonna break the fast.
It's supposed to be sloppy, rich, delicious.
A deal is a deal. Chris, you can shave my head.
We have to applaud Jimmy on the patience and resilience he has shown over all these years that he has been making videos. No matter how hard or insane the challenge is, he will truly give it his all to complete it. Sometimes it's important to know when to call it quits, since no challenge will ever be worth the horrible consequences. It's hard to think of another YouTuber who does it quite like him. His creative ideas are never ending, and so is his budget. The money he gives away both during his videos and to charity proves that there are still people out there who aren't stingy with their money. And surely, everything that goes around comes around. He has many qualities that we can look up to, and it's no wonder he has gained this insane following that he has now. We love hearing your thoughts on our videos, so make sure to write them in the comments down below.